Deus Vault, my fellow gamers. Here we are. I'm going to just give a quick overview of this stuff here that's in front of me. And this is Kromlech's. It's Orc Junk City. There is like scatter terrain pieces. I really love, it's just me, I guess, but I love junk terrain. I think it comes from me playing a lot of Necromunda back in the day. You know, that terrain was this plastic stuff that cardboard cutouts that were printed color would shove into, and that's all that you had. But when, you know, Kromlech and other makers started putting out real, like, nice garbage terrain, I just love it. You know, you just picture a scavy or something walking by here taking cover or ducking behind this stuff, or, you know, an Escher, which is my preferred clan or gang. You have the Escher babes with their, you know, brightly colored mohawks and stuff like that, you know, peeking over here, unleashing a gout of flame or something, which is awesome. But with this, it comes with a great deal of orc iconography, you know, the goofy orc skulls and stuff. Now, I mean, if people like that stuff, go for it. But I'm trying to make this more generic and not just for orcs. So, let's see. On the top of all these barrels, you can see how it's kind of been scarred up, marked up. Well, they had an orc skull on top of them, and almost every single one of these pieces had an orc skull on top. And so I had to take my Dremel tool and, you know, gut that off. It's kind of hard when you're coming from above to, you know, take something off smoothly. I'm sure it can be done. With this being junk terrain, I wasn't too worried about having it pretty. That actually gives me really nice texture up there to drop droplets of my, what I use for rust. I've got this light rust wash, and then there orange rust from Vallejo Air, and then of course Vallejo Model Color. This comes in a rust set, a weathering set, so it's really nice stuff to work with. But here on the side of the barrels and stuff, you'd have the checkered marks and whatnot, especially on this this seal here was another orc skull. I just filed that flat, and I'll paint something on the front of that. You know, the boxes would have, like, you know, the jaggedy triangles and whatnot, and you'd have to carve those off. But really, really great looking terrain here. Bolts, rivets, wonderful. It's just like they have their Junk City objective markers 1 through 6. There's a giant screwdriver there, and they even sell these crates. These crates here, they sell individually, and the barrels, they sell that too. Kromlech does. So here you've got an oxygen little welding manifold there. But, and of course, you know, mushrooms festoon everything, which is okay. You know, mushrooms are going to grow in junk terrain anyway. So I just really enjoy Kromlech's resin. I enjoy the detail that they put into their models. There's a little nuclear device or a little bomb, something like that. Of course, a little human skull chilling on top of the tires. Left them mostly black, so I'm going to have to paint them black over again. Just trying to hit it. It was just primer black, dry brush of this cold steel from Privateer Press, which, yeah, it's about the only paint that's good in that line. And then Aggregex Earthshade. So here, you know, this German helmet from World War II clearly had some markings on that. It had checkering in the front. I kept some splody things, and this wrench here was kind of, okay, whatever. They're not clearly orky, you know, explosive markings are on all kinds of things. And a wrench, I don't know. Could be a magnet curved wrench or something. But regardless, you know, I kept some splody. But anything checkered and whatnot, of course the mushrooms stayed. Just really really great detail on these. This was a pain in the butt. On top of these pipes here was actually an oversized orc gun, a rifle of some kind. And it was laid right across these things. A little bit, the clip, the magazine was touching this pipe here. So I had a great deal of carving to do here. I think I did and removed everything fairly well. It just looks like two pipes. Maybe on here is a little thick on the line, but I feel like I removed the firearm pretty good. I just didn't want this big clunky orc firearm there. Now, if you guys are playing orcs, you're rocking this terrain specifically for that faction, great. But I wanted it kind of, for all kind of games. And that firearm right there definitely does not fit the size of other games like Mercs or, Dead Zone, things like that. Now, Dead Zone has its own orcs, the Marauders, but this firearm right here was massive. So that was a bit of a carving job to do. But really great pieces. And it's not that expensive. Right here was another huge icon. Big old wrench sitting on top. And this piece is really great. It's got the little bubbles coming up from whatever's leaking out of this barrel. Kind of just oozing there. I don't know what color I'm going to do that. Green naturally comes to mind. But I was toying with red as well. Maybe red with some darker burgundy, deep spots or swirls or something. But really great terrain here. I didn't have much in the way of air bubbles, to be honest with you. Maybe one barrel on the side had some air bubbles, but for the most part it didn't. Now, as far as price, these guys, for all 6 pieces, is $16-17, which isn't bad. And they're big pieces, relatively speaking, and solid resin. Let's take this Bathomite, this giant dude. He's a very big model, and he's able to get some cover from this. A little update on my models. I did make him a little bit of a base here. Jacked up some pipes. And we're going to prime him today. And I'm going to take off all these pieces and stick them on some alligator clips that are attached to bamboo skewers and prime them individually. So I've got his base done. And to show you guys, this is what I mean by wrapping the stem of your flight stand in masking tape. It's easy. It's super fast. And it keeps you from having that really nasty frosted look. Masking tape. You guys are gamers. Go get some. Alright. Well, I just wanted to show you guys this. If you guys do buy these, like I said, it's not that expensive. $16 gets you 6 pieces, 16, 17. And you'll have to do a little bit of carving if you want to get it like this. Especially this piece with that firearm. That was a bit of a pain. But with some side cutters and good old X-Acto and a little bit of a Dremel tool to help you, that Dremel really helps dig into there, then time and patience, and you'll have a nice set. I'll probably give you guys another video of these fully completed, which shouldn't take too long. I love painting the terrain, and it really goes by fast when you enjoy doing something. Alright, well, you guys stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later. Carry your laser.